I've never been in a position like this before, and I have such a greater appreciation for everyone before me that's tried to race their way in. And although there's only 6 more cars, I know at one time there were many more, but I knew the first half of the race was going too easy. I knew there'd be a challenge thrown at us.
NASCAR fans, buckle up and get ready for a wild ride through the drama-packed season of Jimmie Johnson's Legacy Motor Club. From switching manufacturers to firing crew chiefs, it's been a roller coaster, and not the fun kind. Imagine the worst kind. Lots of twists, turns, and a few too many crashes. Not just car crashes, but crew chief shakeups, and a rocky switch to Toyota. It's been a season of chaos leading to a lot of questions. Is Jimmie Johnson, the legend himself, out of gas? And what's the scoop on Legacy's bumpy road with Toyota? Can Jimmie and his crew turn this ship around? Or is it time for the 7-time champ to hang up his helmet? And what's the real deal behind Legacy's struggles this season? We're breaking down all the drama, the heartbreaks, and the glimmers of hope. Alright, let's rewind to the beginning. Jimmie Johnson, the legend himself, a 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champ, decided it was time to switch gears from driving to owning. He bought into petty GMS racing in late 2022, and boom, it's now Legacy Motor Club. But man, has this transition been rough? First off, there's been some serious drama. Richard Petty himself seemed a bit confused about his role when Jimmie came on board. Petty, the king of NASCAR, suddenly found himself more of a brand ambassador than a decision maker. And then came the big news in 2023. Legacy was switching from Chevrolet to Toyota starting in 2024. If you thought this would be a smooth ride, think again. 2023 turned into a wash. Chevy cut them off, and Jimmie, trying to get back behind the wheel after a stint in IndyCar, struggled hard. 3 starts, 3 DNFs, and an average finish of 35.3. Ouch. To make matters worse, Noah Gragson got booted mid-season for an insensitive meme on Instagram. Talk about adding fuel to the fire. Fast forward to 2024, and things started with a glimmer of hope. New driver, new manufacturer, and new sponsors like Advent Health and Family Dollar jumped on board. But here we are, several months in, and the results? Not great. John Hunter Nemechek, driving the number 42 Toyota Camry, has only 3 top 10 finishes out of 22 starts, and he's had 5 DNFs. He's sitting way down in 31st in the point standings. His teammate, Eric Jones, is doing a bit better with consistent top 20 finishes, but he's still only 27th in the standings. Now let's talk about Jimmie's part-time racing this season. 2 years out of full-time racing, and now back fully into the NASCAR world. After his IndyCar foray, Johnson is still grappling with the change in expectations and patience it takes to build something in his own image after 83 NASCAR Cup wins, 7 championships, and 12 Crown Jewel victories in 19 full-time seasons. Be in the fast lane by subscribing to our channel. Stay updated on all the latest NASCAR news and driver stories. During an exclusive sit-down at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with Indy star, Johnson said, "I didn't think it would be this tough. It's a tough sport, and we have a great vision, and have made a massive commitment to that long-term vision, so we're on the journey. But I thought last year, we were kinder at the bottom, and then we went down a little lower and found a lower bottom. I do think we're climbing our way out now, but there's just so much that goes into it, and we're getting the pieces in place and moving it along." 6 races so far, and not a single top 25 finish. His best result? A measly 28th at Dover. Fans are starting to murmur, asking if it's time for Jimmie to hang up his fire suit for good. Some are even calling it a media circus. It's harsh, but when you're a legend like Jimmie Johnson, the expectations are sky high, isn't it? So what's going on behind the scenes? Well, Legacy Motor Club has been shaking things up big time. They fired crew chief Jason Burdett and several members of the number 84 team. This comes after Jimmie admitted in an interview with IndyStar that balancing his racing with team management has been tougher than expected. He said, "I want to race, but I don't want the third car to be a detriment to the other 2. The revenue we generate can help us use the third car to develop new talent and can help us develop new setup ideas. But when you run 9 races, you need a pretty robust crew to run that car, and that's inefficient for only 9 races. If you take it down to 3 to 5 races, you don't need that crew, but then you're pulling against the number 42 and number 43 cars, so we're trying to find that balance. Sounds like they're trying to find a balance, but it's been more like a juggling act with too many balls in the air. The switch to Toyota was supposed to be a game changer, but it's been more of a game wrecker so far. Unlike 23-11 racing, which has a data sharing deal with Joe Gibbs Racing, Legacy is building its own data points from scratch. It's a bold move, but it means they're not getting the immediate boost they hoped for. They're trying to play the long game, but it's a steep learning curve. Jimmie's vision is long-term. He's looking to build something big and beautiful, but it's gonna take time. Think of it as buying a fixer-upper house. He owns it, but it needs a lot of work before it's something to be proud of. Maury Gallagher, co-owner of Legacy, has been all about winning now. He's not got time to waste, but Jimmie's more methodical, looking at the 10, 20, even 30-year plan. It's a classic case of different visions clashing. Legacy Motor Club's struggles aren't just about the cars and drivers. It's about the whole operation. Earlier this year, they expanded their workforce, bringing in a quality control department and an aero department. They've got a simulator now, which they didn't have last year. But some of those staff members have already been let go. It's a lot of turnover and turmoil, and that's not good for any team, especially a young one trying to find its feet. Joey Cohen, vice president of race operations at Legacy Motor Club, had joked earlier this year and said, "How am I going to get rid of all this clutter?" After a major overhaul at the cusp of 2024 and an OEM shift, LMC seems primed for another big change. Only whispers have floated about as the rumor mills are working again. But this time, the change may not be all hunky-dory. The 2024 season chugged through without any solid finishes for the team. Even Jimmie Johnson, part-time driver and NASCAR legend, could not maneuver the next-gen car. Hence, he may have some more news coupled with the team's change. So, what's next for Jimmie and Legacy Motor Club? Jimmie's got 3 more races this season: Kansas, Vegas, and Phoenix. Fans are hoping he can pull off something special, but the odds aren't great. And as for the future, it's all about that long-term vision. Will they stick with Toyota? Can they build a competitive program without relying on alliances? Only time will tell. Here's the kicker. Legacy's been compared to other new teams like 2311 Racing and Trackhouse Racing, which have been more successful thanks to their alliances with big teams. Legacy's trying to do it on their own, and that's a whole different ballgame. It's uncharted territory in the next-gen era, and it's going to take time. Do you think Legacy Motor Club will be a contender in the next few years? Do they have the right drivers? Should Jimmie keep racing, or focus solely on team management? This team is fascinating, and their journey is far from over. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get this discussion rolling. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe for more interesting stories and updates from everything NASCAR. Do share this video with your friends. Until next time, keep the conversation going on, lucky dog on track.